Hey everyone, it's Soul with your introductory guide to the Chains of Domination patch, along with your usual what is going on in Warcraft this week. Keep in mind the information here is based on what we've learned in PTR, and in this first week we might be surprised with sudden changes or things being there when they weren't, maybe things that are gone when we thought otherwise, and so on and so forth. I'll try to point these out as we go. Let's start with making it clear what is not happening this week. Layers 10 and higher of Torghast are not available. There's no flying, no new raid, no new world boss, no new dungeon, no PvP season, no Mythic Plus season. Yeah, so what is there this week? Welcome to the pre-season, where we mostly get the lay of the land in this new patch, along with a meaty chunk of questing. The very first thing you ought to check for is at your Covenant Sanctum. Pick up the quest to gather 1,000 anima. And I want you to listen closely. The renown cap this week should be 43, and completing the available campaign quests alone should get you there. There is a possibility that this quest for anima will show renown as a reward, and turning this quest in might let you get to renown 44, which will let you get access to next week's campaign early, which means unlocking flight early. But the odds are extremely good that even if you try to turn in a quest that says it'll get you renown past the cap, you'll get stuck. I just thought that I would let you give this a try. I'm not even saying this is an exploit, because I have no idea if it'll work. In fact, it's impossible to test this on the PTR, but go on, give it a try, I dare ya. Anyway, off to Oribos you go to start the Chains of Domination campaign. All players who are eligible for the quest will just have it pop up when you log in. In case you don't see it, and you know that you should, do a quick sanity check, log out, and log back in again, and you should be fine. I strongly suggest that you complete everything you can in this campaign. That way you're able to unlock an additional account-wide skip to quickly get to the same point of progression on your alts. I'm not going to spoil you, but there are about 40 quests in this part of the campaign. Some are big, some are small, and there are two major milestones that you'll be able to hit. The first is that you'll be able to access Korthia, the new zone, and second, you'll have disabled the Eye of the Jailer in the Maw. By the end of this stretch of questing, you should be at renown 43 if you're fully caught up. By this point, you'll also have done a lot of initial exploring in Korthia, including a bunch of dailies, and hopefully you busted up a few rares and picked up treasures. From them, you'll have picked up a quest to unlock the Archivist Codex faction in this little cave here. This reputation is mostly geared towards people who enjoy more casual and solo content. Those players will be spending most of their time here in Korthia. At this point, the game's opened up with the new zone, but let's double check on some possible loose ends. Don't be surprised if these are not available during the preseason. Shaping Fate is a weekly quest in Korthia over at the hub. This quest will ask you to complete all sorts of tasks in Korthia and the Maw. If it's not there though, don't worry about it. I'll get more in depth with how to complete this quest quickly starting next week. If Covenant assaults are available, they'll be visible from anywhere using the world map. Check for any Covenant sigil, then check the map of the Maw to see where to go. The Tormentors of Torghast event, if it's going to be there, will only show up while you're in the Maw. In Darkness Found is one of the quests in Korthia that you might have picked up too, and it's going to ask you to go into Torghast to find a fellow broker. If you did, or maybe even if you didn't, head over to Torghast for a quick visit. You can complete this quest at any layer, so let's make it easy for ourselves. Start a climb at layer 1 and go find this broker. It's easy enough to identify, it's going to have a quest marker on it. He doesn't appear on all floors like the super small ones, so this might take a few tries. Once you find this guy, turn in the quest, pick up the new one, and promptly leave Torghast to turn this in. This will unlock the box of many things, as well as give you points to spend on talents. I strongly recommend picking up the Blessing of the Ancients. It's going to give you a random but super powerful perk in Torghast to help you get by. From here you can proceed to complete your routine climb. If you're on a fairly geared character, you should have little trouble getting a high enough score to unlock layer 9. To help keep you focused though, just follow these simple rules. Kill everything, break everything, save every soul, and don't die. A more in-depth guide is going to be linked in the description. Now if you are able to progress to layer 9, I strongly suggest doing that too so you can score some of those precious soul cinders. Keep in mind that layer unlocks are account-wide, and don't forget to climb both cell blocks. You might even find a new follower or two during your climbs. The world boss this week is... The world boss really isn't what it used to be, since its drops are not going to go up in item level with the start of the new season. However, for alts, this is still a source of guaranteed renown, so knock yourself out. The PvP brawl this week is South Shore versus Terran Mill. Boy oh boy, and I'm not even being sarcastic either. This is a great chance for my Paladin tank to try out the new change to the Judgments of the Pure talent. I plan on hanging back and straight up canceling dot classes with this thing. It should be fun. The Mythic Plus affixes this week are Tyrannical, Raging, and Explosive. Doesn't matter though. Your goal this week is to complete as high of a key as possible for the following week. Now what you're about to hear may change over the course of this week, but like previous seasons, the key that we get at the start of Season 2 will be knocked down by like 4 or 5 levels to reflect the new levels. So if you can complete a 20 this week, it's going to get knocked down to a 15 or so next week. And also the gear that you're going to get next week will reflect Season 1 gear, not Season 2. Again, this might change, so keep an eye out for last minute announcements. Your Valor, by the way, will turn into gold at a probably horrendous rate, so consider spending it on the Valor vendor by the Great Vault. Now let's head off to Covenant Land. It's been a while, hasn't it? The renown cap this week should be 43, at least that's what I'm going to assume. Levels 41 through 43 will unlock a new row of selections for all 3 of your soul binds. As for what's on this row, another potency slot. Sweet. Some of you are going to have a pretty good idea of what conduit to slot in here, but there is a new potency conduit in this patch called Adaptive Armor Fragment that you're going to run into during your travels. Here's what it does. When you're healed by another player, you increase your main stat by a percentage for 15 seconds, and this happens once every 30 seconds. It's not bad for maybe PvP, but probably most ideal for tanks who might be a bit thin on throughput conduits. And that about wraps up everything to look forward to in this first week of 9.1. Consider subscribing for more videos, and we'll see you later this week for the recap. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.